topic for today. Hi Samantha. Okay, I'm Shon. Actually, I'm in property line is about 10 years. So I'm Shon Yap. I'm start from sub-sale market, renting room, house, selling property house is about 2 years plus. And then I'm joined the leasing. Shopping mall leasing is Grill City Mall, and also office leasing at Sri Kebangan about 2 years more, and end up I selling new project about 5 years plus lah, since 2014. Yes, and IQI is my second company which is doing new launch property project. So and along the years, right, actually I realized that a lot of like clients, they will concern something which is they are not sure how much the interest they have to pay during the construction period, like maybe 2 years, 3 years or 4 years. So they may have some concerns or they have some doubts. So that's why they are not really willing to pay any interest for that, or maybe they are scared to overcommit after they bought the property. So that's why sometimes we have to really know how to calculate for the client, which is their concerns, like how much they have to pay for the first year or second year or the last year. So or maybe how much they can save if they buy the lower floor or high floor, because some buyers, they will like comparing, should I buy high floor, middle floor or low floor. So if we know how to calculate, so we can estimate the cost, or maybe estimate the total payment they have to pay along the year, like maybe 2 year plus, 3 year or 4 year, even some project now is a 5-year project. So from this, right, a lot of like agents, they like really don't know how to calculate. They were just like tembak, simply say the numbers, like you just roughly calculate your 4.2 or 4.25 interest times your loan amount or your SPF price amount. So actually that calculation is wrong lah, because you can't compare with you buy the low floor unit and the high floor unit with the same cost along the years. So let's start. So this will be my slide. I prepared a slide for you all comparing, easy understanding. So what is construction interest, which everyone will concern, is in Chinese version for this one. Okay, so from the pre-booking stages and the loan approval, everything signed SPA, right? So you have to pay the construction interest. So from that, you have to start paying the third schedule based on your the SPA. This the third schedule, so which is a progressive payment schedule which we have to pay. Before any property price, they will like so-called DIPS, which is their developer payments bearing scheme before the 2014. So after the 14, right, all the purchasers have to pay the interest. So no longer for the so-called free interest lah. So that's why everyone, they have to pay the interest during the construction period. And actually there are three types for progressive interest, which is they have to know, and then latest recent 2 to 3 years where they have the fourth type in the market now. So for the first one is Schedule G, which is landed property, semi-D, link house, bungalow. Second type, which is Schedule H, which is the high-rise building, apartment, condominium, or so-called service apartment for the commercial title under HDA is a second type. The third type is pure commercial property, which is like office block, Soho unit, or maybe the shop block. And recently they have like so-called the fourth type, like which is under Schedule H, but it's commercial title property. So am I speaking too soft now, or should I slow a bit? Okay, this is the payment schedule we all seen from all the projects. So which is even the agents or the buyer, some buyer or investor, they will ask for this one also. So Schedule G or Schedule H will be the residential title unit, and maybe the commercial title under HDA. Okay, landed property 24 months or 36 months. Schedule H, as I mentioned just now, 3 years, 4 years or 5 years project. So as you can see is here. Strata title. So actually all the Schedule G or Schedule H is under LAD, under HDF protection. So which is whenever their project is late, so developer late construction or delay, right, the purchaser have right to get back the interest by the developer. So how to calculate for the LAD? So which is the formula is this one. So 10% of the SBF price and divide by the 365 days and times by how many days developer is delayed. So some project it may delay 3 months or 6 months. So a lot of investors they're really happy, which is they say never mind lah, the more they delay the more money I can get back. So this is the investor mind that the things that they can so-called earn back the interest rate. Okay, so first thing you can see in the SPA, they will label Schedule G or Schedule H on top. And the second thing, what is the quite main important things, which is this one, the completion of the stage, this sentence. A lot of people they're comparing, they are no confident to the developer, which is they are say how you can ensure this project they won't delay, or maybe that this project they will be not abandoned. Because this sentence, right, the completion, which is that every stage written here, developer have to pay their own cost, complete the stages first, and then have to take the architect side, the certificate, and show to the developer, and developer only can claim back the interest by stages accordingly. So that's why all the stage here, right, developer have to pay the money for the whole project, like when they're billing 10%, 15%, 10%, 5%, developer have to pay their own pocket money to settle and build the completion for the stages before they get the money from the bank. So that's why this is very important, and this is the only sentence that differentiate this case schedule is under commercial title or residential title, or maybe commercial under HDA title. So this is the commercial title, pure commercial title, so-called no payment schedule, which is there are no any protection because it's under Schedule G or Schedule H, right? They will mention this project will completion within 36 months, within 48 months, and in the commercial title there are no any laws or protection to mention clearly this project will be complete when or by when. Like there are some examples in the PJ, Subang or Cheras or KL, right? Some commercial title property actually they really delay at least few years. Like maybe there was mentioned 3 years project completion, they will delay 5 years, 6 years or even 8 years more. So some experienced investor they will like concerns. I worry this project they may delay because for this commercial title they will, okay, this is a sample, okay, so this is the standard commencement of the stage, which means that the developer can choose to start the process, like maybe they are dig a hole with the machine on the site, take the photo and show the certificate, and they can get the construction cost from developer, so-called claim the interest from the developer, and actually they can really delay the project for years lah. So this is the one of the payment schedule in a PJ. So if the developer, as you can see from here, the site clearing, the piling set of the building, earthwork foundation, A, B, C, D for these 2 stages. If you buy the property at 2018, maybe first quarter or second quarter, so if the project is really delayed, right, so actually they every month you have to pay about 30% construction interest of your loan amount every month until they are complete to next stage, or maybe even though you like maybe the bad situation they may like abandon. So but you have to pay every month 30%, even though they only like maybe can start the progress, like maybe just dig a simple hole on the ground or do a simple piling and they delay, or there are some few examples lah in the market now. So that's why a lot of investors they were concerned the project will delay, I have to keep paying the interest along the years, and there are no any protection for the buyer. So the commencement and the completion is really important. So we have to differentiate what is the Schedule G and Schedule H or commercial title. And now in the market, as I mentioned just now, they have 4 types of payment schedule, which are commercial title, under HDF protection, which is the under Schedule G or H. Some project we are selling now, right, even though they are under commercial property title, high-rise building, but they are status of the completion of the stage, which means that the developer have to pay their own pocket money to settle all the stages first. Earthwork, structure, walls, the state parcel. So all the stages here, right, the developer have to pay all the money, complete the stage, take the photo and certificate cert and show to the bank, only get the money, even though in commercial title property. So this is a simple calculation by so-called by default payment type. And some payment schedule, they have like 4 stages and some is the 5 stages. This is examples. If your SBF price is 500,000, you take a 90% loan, 450,000. Previously, the 4.2% interest, 35-year loan, monthly installment about 2,000 plus. So, how much you have to pay within 24 months, 36 months, or maybe the project already selling 1 year plus or 2 year plus, you buy the unit in the middle of the construction. So how much you have to pay? Some agents or some new agents, they have no experience or they don't know how to calculate. They will like just simply mention the cost, or you can just type like you calculate by your own self lah. 500,000 times 4.2%. You about paying about 20,000 plus for 2 years, or it was for 3 years. But actually this calculation is wrong, because like this is not accurate. And this is the correct way to calculate, because it's by the, as I mentioned just now, all the interest is calculated by your percentage of your loan and your loan amount, and every day 365 times the day of the month they have to pay the interest. Like if your debt billing now is stage 2 at 10%, then you have to pay accordingly. When it comes to stage 2B, you have to type 25% of the loan amount and divide by the days and the days of the month. So if the stage 2A, you're billing January about 31st lah, 31 days, and February with 29, and the March will be 31. So stage 2B is 15%, so you have to accordingly to calculate everything and so on. So that's why if by accumulated all the stages, total of the cost, right, is definitely more than 21,000 as I mentioned just now. So this is the all the accumulate completion that the interest have to pay repeat, and every stage is repeat and repeat and repeat. So this is the correct way. So when a stage Q3 2018, right, you have to pay for this stage. If you buy the property at maybe October or November of 2018, so you have to start paying the interest until now. So it's the earthwork, the piling for the building. So slowly, these 2 stages will come first before the stage 2 B, C, D, E. So you have to pay these 2 stages at the beginning, like after following by the 2A and 2F and 2G. So as I show you here, so the complete is a repeat lah. So stage 2 B, C, D, E, right, actually is followed by the unit floor you choose. If you buy a low floor, you will start paying the interest at Q3 last year. If you buy in the high floor, maybe you buy your unit at level 40 or 30 plus, and the construction now is only about 10 or 15. So all the stages here actually you need to pay. You will skip all this until they're built until your floor. So that's why some investors, they will mention the standards like the high floor unit you choose, you pay lesser interest. The lower floor unit you choose, you pay higher interest. But there are sometimes, right, the SBF price will differ according, like the low floor will lesser SBF price amount, the higher floor with the higher price amount, like maybe 1,000 floor up per floor up or 2,000 per floor up. Hi Victor. Hi William. Okay, so this is all the examples here, and the following is stage 3, stage 4, and stage 5. So as you can see, all the interest rate, right, actually accumulate, getting more and more, and this repeat because from here to here, right, actually they have a big gap because they are doing all the construction for all the floor lah. So that's why until here, maybe next year, right, they're already going to complete everything. So the red highlight actually is everything is a repeat and repeat and repeat by the floor you choose. So that's why a lot of people, they want to save interest, they will choose a high floor unit. So the summary, do you mind if later I will extend like maybe 5 to 10 minutes more? I can show you the actual Excel calculation. If you're okay for that, you may like say yes, like then I will show you the Excel file accurate how to, you can see the differentiate like 4% interest or 4.5% interest. You can see the actually difference lah. So this is the SBA price and loan amount. So some agents, or maybe some agents, their concerns, if I mention too high interest, the buyer, they won't pay any, they won't pay booking, because like the 4 years project, right, the total interest, it may be like 40,000 or 80,000, like the commercial title property. So some buyers, right, they were very concerned that I worried I have to pay a lot interest, or maybe I buying the property price about 60,000, I have to pay the interest about 50,000. It's too high cost for me. They won't pay the booking. But once you let them know the commercial title property or residential title property, by the actual calculation, they will know how to pay and how much to pay. So if you buy the high floor unit, you pay lesser, about maybe 4% plus with this SBA price. If you choose the low floor unit, which is the exact date they start billing, like I show you the payment interest just now, it's like total interest they have to pay the correct date as the billing from the developer. So about 6% plus for the 3 years project. But if the project is already start 2 years already, you only left about maybe 12 months or 18 months to going to complete soon, so your interest is lower, maybe lesser than this or lesser than this. So actually it really depends on when you buy the unit, or when you which floor you buy the unit. Okay, let me show you, since you all is okay, I show you the Excel file. Hold on now. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this will be like for example, just I show you the project I selling now is about 5-year project, but now it is selling for 2 years and 2 years plus, and going to complete soon about 2 years more lah. So this is the project price, like maybe I show you 5,000 plus. Later I'll show the more exact unit price. And okay, the rebate about maybe 15% rebate. Yeah, upfront rebate at the stage 1 is 9%. You have to pay 1% down payment as standard. So you can get back the 6% cashback. So monthly installment about 2,000 plus, 90% loan, 35-year loan. So if you buy the unit now, which is their start project about 2 years already, and this is all the payment, actually you no need to pay. But if you buying this project unit at very beginning, like maybe stage, you're buying the unit at August, September at 2018, you have to start paying the interest from this amount, and then slowly increase to the higher amount at the 2nd year or 3rd year. It slowly increase until now. Maybe you buy 1 unit, or your friend buy a unit at February or March, and bank will take about 3 months to release the loan amount to the developer. Then you only will start paying the interest from this date. So let's do the examples here. So if you what if today you buy the property price and then the property and start paying the interest every month all the way until the completion? How much you pay for about 2 years is about 21,000, and how much total you can get back is about 30,000 plus for the so-called cashback. So actually it really cover back all your payment. So total interest you pay is about 4.4% of your SBF price lah. And this is the so-called really low floor unit. If you buy the high floor unit, you may no need to pay now, you pay later. And this will be another example. So what if today you buy the high floor unit, and this is buyer, they buy it 2 years ago. They buy the unit until 2 years ago, they start paying the construction every month. So total amount they pay from this amount until all the way end, actually they are paying about 33,000 about 2 years early than you, and you're buying the unit from this month and then start paying the interest about 3 months later. So actually you can see, even though you and him or her is buying the same floor and next to each other, but she is buying 2 years early than you, but they are paying more 10,000 than you. So maybe you can do some unit price like examples for this amount, and this will be assume that the package now is 13% rebate. 0 down payment, you can get back 3% down payment, the so 3% cashback. So this is the differentiate, which is that you buy the high floor unit, you pay later, or you buy early and you pay early. So this is the cashback, and this is the 2% cashback, which are maybe stage 2A. Depends on the developer. Some developer they will choose pay the cashback to you early, or maybe stage 2A or 2B or 2C pay to you early before their VP, or some developer they will choose pay you the cashback at the VP stage. Depends on the developer lah. So as you can see just now, I already changed the interest rate or the SBF price amount, and you pay about 2 years plus for 29,000, and your cashback about 20,000 back only lah. So actually it's quite worth lah. If you choose at this moment to buy the unit, you pay 9,000 for 2 years project. It's very low interest for the 2 years project for this one. Any question to ask? I try to answer here, or maybe I'm saying too fast. Okay, if the same thing, right? You buy the unit now and 2 years later, right? Actually, they pay about 6% more. 6% of your SPF price, about 44,000, but you pay 29,000. If 2 years ago they buy the unit, and of course the price it may increase like along the 2 years, maybe the increase about a few percent from very beginning until now. So I hopefully all this like progressive interest calculation, it will give some idea to our agents or the buyers, knowing how to calculate and maybe to give the actual or so-called the accurate information. At least can let them know how much they have to prepare every month, if they're buying now or buying later, and the total cost of payment amount. Of course, all this payment schedule we can't really accurate, because sometimes it depends on the developer when they will start billing to the buyer. All this billing is that really have to follow by the bank at the progressive interest and the schedule, and the developer they only will be like bill you late instead of bill you early, like commercial title. The commercial title's payment schedule that really can bill you really fast. I heard there are some commercial title property is others developer in the KL. The first year and second year, right, the total construction interest, right, they are already billing you 60 or 70% at the second year. It's about 3 year or 4 year project. At the second year, they already bill you 60%. Third year is 80% construction interest. So it's really high cost for buyer who they want to buy the property price. But what if they are buying the Schedule G or Schedule H, which is the follow schedule and follow the standard SOP? For the first year, it may paying 20%, 30% for the construction interest. Second year, it may paying 50 to 60%. The third year paying higher, maybe 90% more. So I show you this will be like another really good examples. This is the payment schedule. Is one of the project we selling in the Sunway. In the PJ. From this payment schedule, it is stated very clear. Block 1 and Block 2 start billing Stage 2A powering at the Q3 2018. So from here you can see every month actually they increase about 3 floors up. Because this developer, they are financial stable and they were able to get their own pocket money to start the construction, complete the construction on time before they can get the bank money. So from here you can see every month, right, about 3 floors up. So from they will know January 2020 they will until this level, February until this level, and March until this level, which means that for current construction progress in Malaysia, it will take 3 floor completion in 1 month. So for this like 2C, stage 2B, 2C, 2D, 2E, right, it really depends on the floor you buy. Like if you buy the high floor level 40 plus, you pay the late interest instead of you paying the more like here. So from here you can see the door, window. For this developer, right, actually they're really knowing when they will bill you the interest, like wall, which date, which month you have to pay for the interest. You have to prepare the money amount. And roof, wiring, plumbing. So it's really clear that about the buyer, they will know when they have to pay the money according to the floor they choose. Like switch 2F and 2G usually early lah. As I show you, the progressive interest is really early time. So when the completion, so it will stage 5, 8 months before VP, 24 months before VP. So when how many days they will be like, you have to pay for that. So from here, hopefully this will be like showing more details to you. Any question to ask? Okay, Grace, I just saw your comment. Is it better to buy those projects already halfway in construction? It depends. Sometimes the project start launching, their selling price is always the lowest. So if you're buying for own use or for investor, usually they want to take the lowest cost unit, which is the very early batch unit, before to any price increment. So that's why if you buy the property unit is very early stage, like launching date or the first year, your SPA price is lower at least few percent. So along the year, the second year or third year, the price increase, maybe 3% increase for every 6 months, or every year increase 5% more. So at least the first batch or second batch buyer, you're buying the unit at very lower cost, instead of you buying for like very last batch, maybe the last batch of unit before completion 6 months, or before completion or within 9 months. SPF price will be like increased, but your total interest payment is lesser. So as I show you here, what if today you buy the unit at this period, but total amount you pay, right, actually is lesser. Like I do the customize here, F44 and F44. So as you can see, it's 12% only, 12,000 only. If you buy the unit from here and your payment is here. So that's why the late you buy the property price, the SPF price, it may increase, but the total interest you pay is lesser. So this is actual. If you're buying now 29,000, if you buy later you need to pay 12,000, but the SPF price amount, it may increase already. So any more question, I try to answer here. And so like we are selling one project in PJ Oakland Road now. Actually you can see our project, even though some people they will mention that our project will have to wait 2 years more or maybe 3 years more, but in along the years, right, you can show them this how to calculate, right? They will ease their concerns, ease their doubts, and you're more convincing to convince them to pay the booking, or maybe how to plan which floor they have to buy. If they have some tight cash flow now, you can ask them to choose higher floor, because higher floor unit with a lower floor unit, the SPF price is maybe difference about 10,000 or 20,000, but monthly installment maybe about differentiate about 50 ringgit or 100 ringgit only, or even 200 ringgit only. So if they have tight pocket money every month for the purchaser, you can ask them to buy higher floor unit so that you can pay lesser. So the same chart you can compare to them, right? Okay, maybe this is this buyer buy a low floor unit, and this buyer buy at the high floor unit. They have to start paying the interest at the Q1 last year, and but this one buyer had to only start to pay the interest from here, and here start lah. So that's why he only paying 29,000 for along the 2 years plus, but she have to pay about 44,000 for about almost 4 years construction interest. So that's why the cashback it may cover, and this is of course cannot cover lah. So that's why maybe some project they've given higher interest, the so-called rebate. From here you can see 10% zero down payment, 5% is cashback. So from here you can see total cashback about 33,000. She also 33,000, but he only used 29,000 to pay 2 years construction interest, but she have to fork out extra about 11,000 for maybe the third year. Grace, yes, SPA price increase, the progressive interest also will increase lah. Like, okay, let me show you what if, because now we all know the interest already drop, right, about 4% or 3% plus. What if next year where our interest will increase to 4.5%? So you can see the interest increase, and just now it's 29,000, now it's 31,000 for the same unit, and this is the same also lah. So that's why the interest rate is will make you will be like, that's why a lot of people they like when the interest OPI is drop, interest rate is drop, because the lesser interest is here, will show you to pay lesser interest rate and lesser monthly interest next time. So this is the interest rate 3 years later or 4 years later, we may increase, right? Your monthly installment will increase also, and also the monthly installment will be affected by the loan you take. Islamic loan, full flexi loan, semi flexi loan, or term loan. What if now is a 4%? Because since OPI is dropped twice for this year, so your monthly installment is lesser also. So 1,000 lesser. Any more question to ask? I'm trying to, okay. So okay, so this will be like something I do the differentiate. If you buy the low floor unit, which is the 2A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or this few floor, this will pay bill early or so-called on time, and this will bill lesser. So that's why you can see the monthly installment for every month is pay about 1,000 plus, and if you choose the high floor unit, you only pay lesser until to your floor up. Maybe you choose the most highest floor like 40, 20, 39. So actually you can see the monthly installment is different, even though you're buying at the same day. Two you buyer buy at the same day, one choose a low floor unit, and this is buy choose a high floor unit. So differentiate, you can see the difference here. So that's why payment schedule, sometimes we can't really do the exactly total amount, but we can predict, or we can do like a rough figure of the price range, how much they have to pay along 3 years or 4 years project. So this is we have to really let the buyer know, because I was heard agents, they are she sold 4 units to one buyer, because she's actually mentioned that you only have to pay 20,000 interest for 4 years project. It's about 700,000 units for each unit, and she and her sister, 2 person, buying 4 units, and because of the agency, you only have to pay 20,000 for 4 years construction interest. So really have some critical situation. If they really know every month or every years have to pay so much interest along the 4 years construction. Is there an optimal year to target the completion? Grace, this one have to get the banker to answer. Unless you mention that you're buying the unit at the last year or maybe within 12-month completion, so that's why you can pay lesser lah, as I state here. Like maybe you buy the unit somewhere is this period, and the project completion as this period, so you pay lesser. So that's why you'll be like short-term period you pay the interest, and then your lesser money you pay along the year, like maybe within 1 year. I think this will be my sharing today. So what do you think? Like any more question you need to ask more before I will end my section here? So okay, I think I will be stop here. Hi Yong, I can give you the figure how to calculate, because all this right is really depends on the project payment schedule. All the projects payment schedule right is different. This is only according to one project. Every project I will do my own Excel file to calculate all the payment schedule. So this is for one of the project I did for this Old Kent Road project. So the next project I will do another exact calculation again, and the years and the stage will difference. So it really, if we selling different project, we really can't share the same payment schedule, because some project it may start billing this later or early, so it will affect all the payment every month. Payment progressive interest is different one. So this is only suitable for one project. We can't let for others project, because for this one I only specific for this project. I do the calculation like this and let my buyer know. So I will let them know, okay, if buy this unit price, you have paid this amount. What if today you buy this amount? You buy this bigger unit, and this your total amount you have to pay more. So that's why this is only for one project and specifically for one calculation for the buyer group. So if they are looking for others project, well, I will do another set of Excel calculation. Like this is 4.2. What if 4.2, or maybe this is 18% rebate? So this is calculation enough only for this project lah. So that's why always different one. You can see it's 70 cashback, 70%, 70,000 cashback. You pay 38,000 only. So that's why so-called DIPS lah, even though we didn't have DIPS now. So that's why we really have to do own calculation, and we really take the hard copy for the payment schedule, calculate all the stages, calculate all the percentage, do the calculation by the formula, and then do the one lump sum, and you know how much you have to pay and how much amount they have to pay along the years, 3 years, 4 years, or even 2 years or less than 1 year. Yep, so I think here with my sharing. Thanks everyone. Bye.